What's up, Motown's Wrestling Group? I am the president of the Motown's Wrestling Group, Tony Motown Allen, and we are here going to do a Raw review as well as a Sabu tribute. My Sabu tribute is going to be a little bit different than WWE's, but it's going to come in about the same spot on my review as their tribute to him did on this show. My tribute to Sabu is going to be mentioning some of my favorite matches that I've seen of Sabu. This ain't prediction is a spoiler. Every single one has been in ECW. And also, I'm also going to name my two personal favorite rivals. I'm not saying that these two guys are his greatest rivals. They were my favorite rivals. So, Sabu, rest in peace, man. My prayers go out to your family and everything at this time. And for those of you who do not know, and if you don't know, you're not in the Motown's Wrestling Group. That's for damn sure, because we've been talking about it there, though. But yesterday we lost Sabu. He was like 60 years old when he passed. About 20 years my single damn near, because I was born in 1983. 20 years my senior. But one hell of a wrestler. He was like almost the definition of hardcore wrestling and everything. The risk taking that he was doing was just insane. The level of violence that man brought to the table, crazy. Just crazy. Sabu, you will be missed. Rest in peace, my buddy. But now we're going to kick off with Monday Night Raw. And Monday Night Raw started off with a promo with CM Punk. This was the first time we got to hear CM Punk speak since the betrayal. It just kind of depends on who betrayed who. To hear CM Punk say it, he was betrayed by Paul Heyman. Unfortunately, in WWE, he doesn't say, "Stop me when I'm telling lies," because you would have been stopped right there. Like Paul Heyman put it, CM Punk betrayed Paul Heyman first. He put him in a no-win situation, trying to make him choose between his tribal chief and his best friend. Best friends don't do that. But like he said, though, like this ain't the first time that Paul Heyman turned on CM Punk. First time, shame on you. Second time, shame on me. Punk was talking about how he's really angry, but he's angry at himself, and he should be, because you, as good as friends you are with Paul Heyman, you know who Paul Heyman is. You know who he is. Then Seth Rollins and then Paul Heyman came out, Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker, talking a lot of shit and everything. They had a lot of back and forth, and then not CM Punk. Then Seth Rollins sends Braun Breaker to the ring to take care of CM Punk. Little scuffle breakout and everything. Out comes Sami Zayn and everything, but decent opening to the show. Next, we hear Pat McAfee's music. Pat showed up a little late. They said he had to get medical clearance. I think the reason that Pat was late is because he doesn't understand puff, puff, pass. Just like Paul Heyman says, Pat McAfee likes to puff, 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 chase down an edible with some liquor, puff, 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 then pass. And next thing you know, he's showing up late on Raw. But anyway, it was good to see Pat McAfee out there. Everybody was definitely was happy to see him, cheering him on and everything. And he showed up just in time for Chad Gable to take on Mero, No Fear himself, Pentagon Dark. God, I miss Pentagon. But Penta coming out with his fucking cool ass walk and everything, one of the smoothest motherfuckers out there. And this was a really good match. And it's kind of funny because they keep trying to say that Chad Gable is El Grande Americano, but he clearly is not. Like, first of all, he doesn't wear a mask. He's not a lucha. I don't know why you guys are tripping on this shit. Chad caught Penta and dropped him with a backbreaker, which was pretty impressive during that match. Penta catches Chad with a cold breaker. And this was pretty cool because I'm quite sure that the first lady of Motown's Wrestling Group probably got a little lady boner when she saw Penta hit the cold breaker as Chad was coming off the ropes. Penta did slip up a couple times in the match. Look, I don't know if something's going on with those ropes or nothing or what, but there was like a couple slips on the ropes for him. But I gotta admit, he recovered nicely. Like one time he jumped up on the rope and slipped, but he slipped and recovered, positioned himself for like the backstabber, which is pretty impressive. I like how he recovered, but it was kind of worrying me that it happened a couple times in the match with the slips. But at the end of the day, Penta hit the Mexican Destroyer on Chad Gable and got the win. And here's how we know Chad Gable's not El Grande Americano. El Grande Americano got an impressive win-loss record since he's been there. Chad Gable was like, pay me. So clearly, two different guys. Clearly. Stevie Wonder can see they're not the same. Next, they showed a video package of Pat McAfee and Gunther, and then the Kentucky fans gave him a lot of love, so that was pretty cool. Then out comes the New Day, the greatest tag team in modern day history, the greatest tag team in the WWE today, the WWE. Oh, wait a minute, they don't do that shit no more because they heels. One of the greatest heels turn. I mean, how the hell do you not put a hand on a motherfucker and people hate you so much? They didn't even touch Big E. Not even laid a finger on his ass. And people hate them for that. But they were out there to do commentary for the World Raiders versus the Alpha Academy. The match itself was okay, in my opinion. I wasn't really in love with it, but they were fighting to see who's going to take on the New Day next for the tag team titles. And honestly, I was more entertained with the New Day on commentary than I was with the match. I mean, Michael Cole was giving the New Day shit for how they had to, what the means they had to go to win the tag team titles of WrestleMania. And I love when Kofi was like, whoa, this is coming from you? The same man who was jumping in Pat McAfee's match on Saturday? You gonna talk about we cheating? And you were cheating on Saturday? Which was a good point. Good point. Michael Cole might not be one throwing stones living in that glass house. That's all I'm saying. But the Creed Brothers with a clean win. I mean, they talk about the New Day helped the Creed Brothers win. They did not do that. It was a definitely clean win. He hoisted them up there, hit the Brutus Bomb. 1, 2, 3. And then before we go to commercial, we saw main event Jey Uso. So you know everybody doing commercials was this getting ready to yeet. He comes out and oh my God, this was damn near my moment of the night. And I'll be honest with you, every week, every Monday night, him yeeting is damn near my moment of the night. I mean, the crowd was in it. He was going full speed, hard on it. Fucking Pat McAfee doing the shit better than Jey Uso, bending his knees while he's throwing. I mean, Pat was in it on the table. Jey gave the guys love, got in the ring. The music stopped. Everybody started chanting one more time. And then we got the half-ass yeeting because the motherfucker's tired. But I ain't mad at you because I was yeeting myself. I'm over here yeeting. I yeeted so hard I was a little worn out my goddamn self. So I give you fucking props, Jay, for as much as you do that shit. He cut up promo on Logan Paul. And then out comes Gunther. Gunther was talking about like, hey, I'll be the one to let everybody know. The winner of the Logan Paul Jey Uso match is going to be the person that hands over the title to Gunther in June in Phoenix. I believe that's going to be Money in the Bank. And Jey was like, he's walking in that match the same way he walking out as the champion. 4 letters, 1 word, 1 word. Yeet. Next, the WWE did the tribute to Sabu. And I just want to take this time to talk about Sabu myself. I didn't know Sabu to ECW. And it's crazy because the guys that drew me to ECW was Rob Van Dam and the Dudleys. And I'm not just talking about the Dudley boys. I'm talking about the entire Dudley family. I'm talking about Bubba Ray and Devon, the Dudley boys. And Big Dick Dudley. Rest in peace. But for a long time, when I started watching wrestling, watching ECW, Sabu and RVD were together as a tag team, even though they were rivals, which was, I thought was one of my I just loved them as a team. I mean, you had RVD as the TV champ. You had Sabu with him. They were the tag team champs. They hated each other. And it's funny because Sabu was just fucking crazy and it's like really wanting to rip RVD's throat out. And RVD was just fucking impervious to the shit. Like, the shit ain't really going on. You my best friend. I fucking loved them with Fonzie and everything, though. That was like one of my favorite moments for Sabu was when he was teaming with RVD. So RVD, because of the dynamic of it, like, I realized that Sabu probably had better rivals than RVD. So you can blast me if you want. I don't give a fuck if you blast me if you want. But for right now, slow down, Jim Shoe. I love the rivalry with Rob Van Dam and Sabu because not only did they put on banger matches, they put on banger tag team matches teaming with each other, always teasing that tension, but still winning their matches and everything. The chemistry between the two was incredible. I honestly absolutely love that rivalry. And it's one of the things that drew me into Sabu, though. So that is my favorite rival for Sabu. But it's not my only rival that I'm going to mention. I can't leave out Taz. Oh my God, the rivalry Taz is incredible. Those matches that they had were fucking violent as fuck. Battling for the FTW, fuck the world title. Man. And Sabu is one of the few men not in the Taz family to hold that title. Especially back in the day when, like, that was Taz's title. So, those are my two favorite rivals. But before I go back to Raw, I want to mention some of my favorite matches. And right off the bat, I'll talk about the favorite rivals. So you know, Rob Van Dam and Sabu was incredible. Incredible match. They went one-on-one, put on a banger of a match anytime they was out there. Some of those, I mean, the creativity between them two, the psychology, the storytelling that them two did. If you've never seen these two wrestle, YouTube them. Rob Van Dam versus Sabu. Great matches. Another great match that I really loved was Taz versus Sabu. If these guys are gonna be my favorite rivals, they obviously put on phenomenal matches and everything. Matches were a little bit different than the RVD ones. These were a lot more violent. A lot more violent. It was like, oh my God. But I absolutely loved every minute of it, though. But a couple other matches. Sabu versus Sandman. Now, most people don't mention Sandman as a favorite match. Because Sandman's all entrance. Lacking on the match quality. But Sabu definitely, that Stairway to Hell match was in fucking insane. Another match I want to mention that was really good that I love was Sabu, tag team match. Sabu and Rob Van Dam versus the Eliminators. They had several good tag team matches when they teamed together, but that match against the Eliminators was like, oh my God. And I'm going to do one more match because I'm kind of running long here and I still got more Raw to talk about. And then hopefully after this show, get a little Raw afterwards too. Sabu versus Terry Funk versus Shane Douglas. This match was one of the most pivotal matches in the history of ECW. Has ECW had better matches? Yes. Has Sabu had better matches? Yes. Have there been a bigger match than this one as far as the launching of ECW, the importance to ECW? To me, this match was Hogan Andre WrestleMania 3. That's how important it was to ECW. So, rest in peace, Sabu. You are going to be missed. I was shocked as hell to hear that you were gone. But we got to move on with the Monday Night Raw review. Next matchup, Finn Balor versus the phenomenal AJ Styles. It's funny because when they came out and everything, no, AJ was out there already. Then Finn Balor came out with the Judgment Day. No Dirty Dom. No Dirty Dom. Dirty Dom. And the announcers picked up on it. And when JD was over there by him, they kept asking him, like, hey, where's Dom? Where's Dom? And JD was doing Pat McAfee and Michael Cole like most married men do their wives when they ask them questions they don't want to answer. He just act like that shit was never asked. Act like he just didn't hear the shit. That was kind of funny. And I love the fact, well, first of all, I love the fact that Vince is not in charge anymore, because the thing that I loved was the fact that Michael Cole actually mentioned how AJ Styles and Finn Balor are former leaders of the Bullet Club. Anybody know what the Bullet Club is? It was like NWO in Japan for the most part. One of the biggest group factions that they had in Japan. Bullet Club was fucking red hot at the time, and like he said, both these guys were the leaders in it, and I was kind of happy that they were able to mention that. Never would have happened under Vince. Good match overall for these guys. I love the back and forth with them. Judgment Day was definitely out there, kind of like poking in their nose in there a little bit too much, in my opinion. But then out comes Penta to try to put an end to that shit. Hit Carlito on the floor with a Mexican Destroyer, which was pretty impressive. Led to the phenomenal forearm by AJ Styles, and AJ gets a win. Now, the next segment was Becky Lynch's promo. And I really don't give a fuck about this bitch. I am so fucking sick of Becky Lynch. Jesus Christ, with somebody, please take the fucking mic out of her hand. This was my tap out of the night. That's all y'all need to know about that fucking bitch, Becky. Moving on to the main event. And it's funny because they went back to back. They went from tap out to a moment, because the fact that Roxanne Perez and Julia from NXT are taking on Rhea Ripley and Io Sky in the main event of Monday Night Raw. That speaks volumes. Have you had women main event Raw in the past? We have. Few and far between. They have what? About 2,000-3,000 episodes of Raw. And you could probably count on one hand how many times women closed out the show wrestling. And they did it here with two ladies from NXT. My moment of the night, without a doubt. Very impressed with that. Even though there was like Timu's version of AJ Lee, Roxanne Perez, looked like a fucking like AJ wannabe bootleg version. But these four ladies really, they can really get down and everything. And I always want to put it on somebody like Dush. And there's only one woman in this match that I put it on like Dush. There's only one woman in this match that could be my fleshlight. And that is Mommy. Oh my God, y'all! I hope y'all saw Mommy out there. She was looking good in that outfit, ass sticking out and everything. Oh, Daddy's gonna be coming home soon, Mommy. Daddy's coming home. Daddy's back. Anyway, back to the match, though. Rhea hit Roxanne Perez with an impressive razor edge. Hey, yo! Only thing she was missing was a fucking toothpick. Outstanding. Julia and Roxanne, though, in this match was working really, really good as a tag team. It's like, it seemed like they were thrown together as a team, but they look like they've been working together with a lot of combination moves, tag team moves, and everything. I really liked them two in there together. Roxanne hit Rhea with one hell of a tornado DDT that Rhea Ripley sold the fuck out. Like, I thought Rhea sold that shit like Roxanne shot her with a gun. But at the end of the day, my little fleshlight, Rhea Ripley, hit Julia with the riptide and gets the win. Definitely my moment of the night. I absolutely love this tag team match. I'm not a huge fan of Roxanne Perez, my Timu AJ Lee, but she did her shit though. Like, she's starting to grow on me. Like, maybe she could work her way up from Timu to, I don't know, fucking Amazon. But you still ain't the original. You still not AJ Lee. Oh, God, I miss AJ. Oh, CM Punk, you fuck up one time, and I'm bringing Skippy home. And that's all I got to say about that. So I hope you guys enjoyed Raw. I hope you enjoyed my review. That's all I have for you for now. I'll be back with another review somewhere down the road. But enjoy this video. Like the video. Subscribe to my channel. Join the Motown's Wrestling group on Facebook. And more importantly, leave your comments. Let me know how you feel. Thanks a lot.